Hi guys, Camilla here. Welcome to the day 5 of Christmas card series. This time I will be creating 4 cards using inlaid die cutting technique. It's a great technique that saves you a lot of time because you can just die cut 4 or 5 times all the frames that you need in this case, and then you're just assembling your cards. So it saves you a lot of time and it's good for mass producing cards. I am using the My Favorite Things stitched square die cuts. And as you can see, I picked a few colors. I went with traditional Christmas colors, 2 types of green, red, white, and I am also gonna use a craft card base. And I'm die cutting all these layers of stitched frames out of all 4, or in this case 5 colors. And here, as you can see, I am also using this card base to die cut the stitched frames because I will be inlaying all the frames later on. And here you can see I am going to attach another piece of craft cardstock behind this kind of a front frame. I'm using double-sided tape to adhere it, and here it is. And now I will be adding all those frames inside. So here are all 4 card bases that I've created. And now I will be using all these stitched frames and double-sided tape to adhere them in this window, and they will create these colorful card fronts. And I guess the only tip that you need to remember here when you're inlaying these frames is to push the frames, starting with the very first you're inlaying, to the sides, because later on when you will be adding the smaller and smaller frames, they might not fit perfectly. So just make sure you use your nail to kind of push them in all the corners. And so this is how it's coming along real nicely. And I thought it gave this kind of festive but also maybe fancy and creative look to the Christmas cards. And since I wanted to keep this card pretty simple with embellishments because of all the colors, I used this sticker I had with tons of silver glitter. It's a little star that I put on the front, and that was it. And now with the sentiment, I decided to put a big bold sentiment in the middle of inside of the card. So this one says, "The magic of Christmas never ends," and it's from Little Inker Designs, and I really love these sentiments. And I also heat emboss it using clear embossing powder. For the second card, because I started off with the white card base, I obviously changed the color combination a little bit, and also I didn't go all the way to the smallest size of the frames but left this bigger square, and I'm going to do some masking. I stamped this cute little deer or reindeer from Fawn Toboggan Together stamp set, and I am also doing some masking and adding some beautiful Christmas trees in the background, and I'm gonna create this cute little scene that I'm gonna put in the middle of the card. I did a little bit of Copic coloring on the deer as well as some Pro Marker coloring on the presents. I just skipped it because it was very simple. And I'm now going to use one of the Copic markers that I have to create a little ground for the deer and the presents to sit on. And I will also use some of the Dreamweaver pearly embossing paste to add snow at the bottom for a little bit of dimension as well as some sparkle. And also I added some of the clear embossing powder with glitter on some areas of the Christmas trees. I don't know if you can see it here. It's the darker area. You can kind of see it when you catch the light that it's sparkly. I thought that's what's gonna make my snow, but obviously the glitter was mixed with clear embossing powder, so it dried out clear and I had to use embossing paste instead. And for the sentiment, I stamped this Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in satin red VersaFine pigment ink. I thought it matched the theme of deers perfectly. On the front, I also used some Wink Stella on some of the frames as well as half pearls for the berries and the nose. Third card had a green card base, so the color combination changed once again. And I also am going to use Penguin Greetings Avery Elle stamp set. and I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black ink, as I will be using alcohol markers to color the penguins. And I wasn't sure which penguins I'll choose, so I'm stamping out a few of them, I'll color them in, and then I'll decide which one will go on the front of the card. So I picked those two cute little guys to go on the front of the card, and I will be using now this Holiday Wishes sentiment, but I also wanted to add the word warm on the top in a little speech cloud. So I'm using this Chit Chat stamp set from Fawn, and I'm gonna remove the sentiment that is in the middle of the cloud, and I'm gonna stamp it in Memento Tuxedo Black, and then I'm gonna use Satin Red pigment ink by VersaFine to stamp in the word warm. So then the sentiment will say warm holiday wishes on the front of my card. And now I have my warm sentiment cut out. I stamped holiday wishes, the rest of the sentiment in VersaFine Onyx Black ink. It's a nice crisp ink, perfect for sentiments. And now I'm using double-sided foam to adhere the cute little penguins. And that's how the finished card looks like. I also added some Wing Stella on some of the frames, every second one, to add some sparkle and glitter. After all, it is a Christmas card. And for the last card with the red card base, I decided to use some of my beautiful puffy glittery Christmas stickers. And I decided to use some of the Santa Claus presents and the Christmas tree, as well as some holly in the corners of my card. I really love these stickers, and I was itching to use it on some of the cards, but for some silly reason I had this notion that stickers don't belong on a card that is handmade. But I really think that it added so much to this card, especially that I worked pretty hard to create the card base for it, so I will definitely be making more of these cards. I like this pattern, and adding more of the glittery stickers. I also went in, of course, with some more glitter with Wing Stella, and in the middle I decided to go in one more time with the big bold sentiment from Little Inker Designs. This one says just Merry Christmas. It's got these awesome reindeers and a snowflake, and I will also heat emboss it in clear embossing powder. And once again, the sentiment goes on the inside of the card. And that concludes the day 5 of Christmas card series. I hope you enjoyed this card making video, and maybe I even got you inspired to do some of your own Christmas cards. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great and crafty day. See you again soon. Bye!